Hello, welcome to Valcucine, welcome to Milano for the Salone. Very glad to have you here today, and thank you to Neri&Hu for the cooperation and for coming to Valcucine today. Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Hello, Stir. I am Linda Neri from Neri&Hu. Extremely grateful that we could be here with the top dog CEO of Valcucine that allowed us to create this wonderful installation and also the accessories in this place.
Hello, Stir. I'm Rosanna Hu and partner of Neri&Hu, and I'm really happy that we just landed a few hours ago, that we're able to come here and see. I'm seeing it for the first time. Lyndon has seen it before, and really, really happy for this collaboration with Valcucine.
So when we were approached by Valcucine, we were approached by a number of people, right? They were very smart, strategic. You know, they went through email, LinkedIn, Instagram, and they were quite successful in kind of penetrating and making sure that it's not just my business development team that was hearing, but me and Rosanna personally was getting this message. When I saw it, we were a little bit concerned because we don't know Valcucine as a brand as much. We know the name, but we do not know the intricacy and the subtlety and the products that they possess. I'm glad that we have an Italian office here, so I asked my team to immediately come here. And what was really interesting, and then I also visited, what was interesting is what you just said. The kitchen product here is not your typical product. You could see the movement, the practical movement of it. It actually engages with you in a spatial manner. So the kitchen itself as a cabinet is like a space. It's a small little bit of architecture within. You see the movement that comes in. It's extremely, even how this opens up. Some of them you don't even see because it's technologically done so well. And once we saw this, we're like, of course we should do it. I mean, it's almost a no-brainer. And what made it more interesting was the willingness of their team to just say yes to everything we proposed. They're really absolutely crazy. We're quite unreasonable at times, but I have to really give my respect to the culture you have instilled in Valcucine, because, you know, we were quite flattered by the fact that they kind of allowed us to just experiment and play.
Just to extend on what Lyndon was talking about, you know, their kitchen system, I feel like it's like a well-oiled machine. Not every kitchen system is this high-tech and so exquisite in detailing. But because of that, it's also probably not so aligned with some of the things that we do. You know, we're kind of very low tech and, you know, very rough sometimes, and really kind of want to be more subversive and quiet, and not so streamlined. But I think because of that contrast between the kind of two brand ideologies and values, it became like a really great balance. So, you know, I think the high-tech machine look becomes more kind of intimate and more domestic, and kind of our low-tech structure becomes a bit more sophisticated.
More precise.
Yeah.
Well, when we decided to appoint Neri&Hu, and thank you for this, we had in mind that we are always been quite an innovative company, and we want to make our life even more difficult. So it was a challenge, and committing Neri&Hu with the team they gave to us enabled my team, the team Valcucine, to think different, to change the mind, to work out of the box, in order not to pursue the typical roadmap with the product that we had in mind. Actually, I must confess you that the cooperation with Neri&Hu changed dramatically the roadmap of the product, because we really understood the importance of matching our product with the architecture and to create something like a seamless joining between architecture and our product with no discontinuity. And at the end of the day, if you put in the mind of the end user and of the high net worth people, client we have, they don't buy a kitchen, they buy an experience, they buy something which is an integration between our product and the architecture. And this is the challenge that we want to face with this cooperation, and let's see if we manage. But really, thank you for making us big troubles and big difficulties during this job. Thank you a lot.
So the idea of the hearth, as you were saying, that was very important to us. And how do you make what is perceivable as something that is what Rosanna calls a machine? Very well done, high tech, even though a lot of them are really have that sensibility to it. Not a lot of people can tell. You know, if you open this drawer, the inlay of the wood is actually really warm. But oftentimes people see as this Valcucine as this almost the BMW of kitchens, right? What they don't know is once you open it up, that conviviality comes through. What's important for us then in this sense of conviviality is to even bring it even more, make it more pronounced, right? By creating this structure, the idea of a hut. Someone came up to me today, which is quite interesting because they told us that Valcucine sells very well in almost high-end residential towers. And a few people have come and says, oh, maybe it could be in a villa. Partially because they always see this as a house, a kitchen within a house. But what's even more important, to be more specific, how do we make it convivial, is to take objects, not just furniture, not just chair. We actually consciously use the typology, oh, it disappeared, a little ladder. A ladder that actually could become shelf, but also something that is extremely practical when you go up and to be able to use it. That ladder, when you go up there, becomes a little shelf for tea. It becomes a storage shelf, but it becomes a low stool and a high stool. So a lot of what we call the more primordial, the more primitive perhaps. It seems like it's very primitive, but it is trying to bring about certain characters within a very fast-moving society.
I think cooking should just be really dirty and messy. And I think today, because modern world, you know, we want to hide everything. We want things to be kind of clean all the time. But I think a system like this, wherein everything belongs somewhere, it allows you to be messy and then clean up quickly. So I think, you know, and I can just see, like, you know, opening these cabinets and to be able to know exactly where each cup goes, where each teapot goes. It allows you, when you're cooking, to be really messy and then quickly clean up.
What we see in the real project is that the environment in the houses, in the apartment, are becoming more and more fluid. So the kitchen is not a kitchen anymore. It's something different. It's something where people live around, and which is a little bit back from the old traditions where the old family were sitting around the fire to tell the story, how the day was, and so on. So the kitchen is something like that. It's becoming more and more a place where you can live, you can bring people. By the way, you are cooking, definitely, because we all know, we are in LA, we like good food, we like good people. But the way we can translate into real project, this is something that unfortunately is not in the mind of us as producers. This is the reason why it's very important to establish long-term cooperation and very heavy cooperation with people like Neri&Hu, because this is what they study every day, and they have this kind of sensitivity which we don't have. What we need to do as a manufacturer is to try to give the tool and to translate into real things what they have in mind. We hope we manage this time, but this is a good start.